Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. It's the In Wheel Time car talk show. Just ahead, we talk to Houston racer Alec Udel. Hey, looking for a used car bargain? Jeff has a used SUV that I'll bet you haven't ever thought about. Conrad has the car clinic, and we'll have the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Straight ahead on this edition of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, literally. King Conrad DeLong. We need more, Jeff Dziekan. I'm Don Armstrong, or I'm pretending to be Don Armstrong. He's out for the day.
Out to lunch.
Exactly.
Well, he hasn't even made it out of bed yet. So
is it a liquid lunch?
It was a liquid.
It was a liquid dinner. I think
okay.
it was. Yeah. So
nothing wrong with that.
yeah, it was bad.
Pace yourself.
Tequila's not an alcohol. Tequila's a drug.
I thought it was a salve. I rubbed it all over, and it
gateway
just
drug.
Yeah, it was bad.
And you were trying to exfoliate with the salt on the rim. Oh.
Yeah.
What a great idea. Yes, exfoliate.
Tequila exfoliation.
Is that like a detox thing that the
I don't think it's detox.
I think it's the tox part of it. You got to tox before you detox.
That's right. Yeah, just take that salt and just rub it right on.
Oh yeah.
That too.
Isn't the Mediterranean very salty with the
No, that's
The Dead Sea.
the Dead Sea.
Oh, the
And
Dead
that could
Sea.
be very
Well,
appropriate.
I know about dead because
And then
I
there's-
am today.
There's some Jamaican soup.
There is-
Where'd it go? It's gone.
yeah.
Thank
Are we
goodness.
having
yes.
that for lunch?
No.
Yes, we could.
Don can.
Yeah. Jeff brought in some soup mix that has a very interesting name. You may have seen
Available at Kroger's.
88 cents a pack.
88 cents a pack.
Big display.
it. Was it a big display?
And I think it's 67 cents if you use your Kroger card.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they give you a discount.
Yeah, they do.
That's great. Okay, well, shall we talk
Let's go.
about shall we
Let's talk to Alec.
talk about cars now?
Food.
Let's talk about racing. So,
Let's talk
Join-
about Alec.
Alec Udel, local racer, and did he get hit? Is he still not video wise?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so
It's
he
all
just-
audio.
So
Just audio.
that's fine because we are a radio show and the audio is just video is just kind of a follow along kind of thing.
Yeah. It's an
Bouncing
added
ball.
plus.
Follow the bouncing ball.
That's right. So Alec Udel, thank you so much. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm doing well this morning, guys.
Well,
thanks
you
for having
are,
me on.
except your internet's not apparently.
Well, yeah, I was out on a bike ride with a friend this morning, and I had a flat, so it took us a little while to repair that. So I'm mid trail, basically.
Now,
Just-
you mean to tell me that a famous race car driver like yourself gets out and fixes his own flat tire?
He didn't have his pit crew with him.
Yeah, well, I understand now why the pro cyclists have bands of bikes that they follow along with, so I'm working on that for the next time.
Yeah, and I'm amazed because I've watched a little bit of this Tour de France stuff that all of those cars and motorcycles going through don't just mow over a bicyclist every now and then. Because, I mean, there's got to be 100+ support vehicles that are riding around with them and weaving through them. But
Yes.
so you don't have somebody following you with 3 bicycles on top of their roof. If you
Unfortunately, not. But I think I can work my way up to it.
So
you
tell
know,
us.
I know what a good pit crew should look like.
Yeah, no kidding. So tell us what's going on in your life right now as far as motorsports goes.
Sure. So I've been doing quite a lot of, coaching like I always do with the Porsche Cup race team. We're doing really well with the championship here, leading the championship in the Carrera Cup Series in North America. And then I've been driving in the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge as well in a Cayman, in the new GT4 RS. And then I've been working with, we talked about it a little while ago, is the steer-by-wire company on getting them into the IMSA racing series here as well in a Mercedes GT3. So a few different projects, and of course, always working on the next season stuff at this time of the year. So, it's crazy to look. It's already the second half of the year, so we're already looking towards 2023.
Trying to line up sponsors and teams for you to run with.
Yes, exactly.
So how is your steer-by-wire program going? I know that has to be kind of a challenge to get IMSA to approve that kind of technology on a racetrack.
Yes, and so that technology has been running on racetracks in Europe since 2019. It runs in DTM right now in the main class there, which is really exciting. And so yes, it is a challenge bringing it over and kind of bridging that gap. So that's what we've been working on and having negotiations and all kinds of things. And so we've basically been able to push through on the series technical side to have them approve everything, and now it's a matter of getting all the manufacturers to agree on the way that the car will be implemented into the class. And so that's kind of the next stage of our process here.
So as that spreads over various manufacturers, is it going to be one system spread over various manufacturers, or will each manufacturer have their own variant?
No, it's one system. It's what we call an add-on system, so it can be put onto anything. I mean, the cool piece of that system is you could put it on an 18-wheeler or a Mercedes race car. It's the same system across. It's just different steering input devices that you match up with whatever application it's put into. So in the race car, it's the same across all platforms.
Okay, well, that keeps it simple as far as the technology itself. It's just build one system and let everybody adapt it to that vehicle. And yeah. I think a lot of people don't realize that there is steer-by-wire in the retail industry as well. I think Infiniti has had that for a number of years on one of their vehicles with a steer-by-wire system.
Yes, so Infiniti, I believe, had the QX80, and that one was interesting because it had basically a magnetic clutch. So in the event of a failure, you still had a mechanical connection essentially in case the steering system had a malfunction for some reason. So
let me just add to that in the fact that this is a story that came out through Automotive News. Lexus's new yoke style steering, have you seen it? Looks funky, kind of like an Indy car, and it drives a little funky too. But the Japanese premium brand plans to advance the technology by combining jet-age looks with an advanced, ultra-precise steer-by-wire system in the upcoming RZ all-electric crossover. So it's going to be available to the public now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, so it's something that's coming. It makes the manufacturing process easier for the manufacturers because you don't have to have a steering column, and you can place the steering wherever you want in the car, which, of course, when you're looking at left-hand drive, right-hand drive vehicles, it makes it a lot more modular for how you want to apply that system. So
that's just weird.
Hey, and then
it's an exciting. It's really exciting. It's cool from the. Yeah, go ahead.
And then eventually you could probably have it clip in and clip out to both sides, and you could disconnect it and put it in the back seat for your mother-in-law for the backseat driver.
I was thinking the same thing. But then you get in accidents.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
He agreed.
So how have you been doing in GT4 in the Cayman?
The cool thing with it is the.
Go ahead, Alec.
In GT4 we've been. Yeah, sure. No, at GT4 we've had a bit of a growing season. It's a new program. I'm racing with Kelly Moss Road and Race, and so we've had. I think our best result has been like a top 10 so far, and so that's making progress. But we've done a partial season as we've been building the team and building a program around the car that we're working on. So with Kelly Moss, we're building the endurance racing program again. They've been very, very strong in the Porsche Cup Championship and the One Make Series in the last few years, winning 5 championships there. And so we're working on expanding that program now. So we've it's been a building year, but the performance is there. We're just working on the executional side on pit stops and the kind of strategy that comes in when you go into endurance racing.
Cool.
So what kind of a car is it?
It's a Cayman GT4.
A Cayman, okay.
Yeah,
which is the
that
Porsche
new GT4 RS that just came out.
I see.
And
okay.
they finally put the big motor in the Cayman as part of the GT4 package, I believe. It's got the 3.6 in it, correct?
We've got a 4-liter in it.
Oh, well, see, even more power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's an awesome car. It sounds great too.
Yeah. So what kind of tracks do you run the car on? Road courses, obviously.
Yeah, road courses. So our last race was up at Watkins Glen. Then next we go to race at Road America.
So typically when IMSA runs the DPI cars and the GTD cars on Sunday, you guys generally are running the Saturday prior to that, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Yeah, I've kind of looked for you on the entry lists and stuff, and haven't seen enough of you. So we want to see a lot of you at the track.
Oh, I know. I believe me. I agree. I've been there, just haven't always been in a car, but yeah, the next few events we're in it, and if you're looking for it, we've got a big happy Buddha on the side of the car.
Well, or you might just wave at us when you go by, so
Yeah,
the
that'd be a good
Conrad
idea.
can see you.
A
you know.
big
Might wave. I'll flash the lights. How's that?
There you go.
A big happy
It'd be hard to
Buddha.
see inside the car with the
So,
windows.
as a race car driver, how
Sure.
are those two tracks? Start with the Road America first.
Yeah, Road America is an awesome track. I think, it's one of the most historical, or maybe one of the most well-known tracks in North America, just because it's the longest circuit. You've got really, really long straightaways, high commitment, with the kink, and it's just an awesome track for a driver because it really challenges you. There's a bunch of high-speed, high-flowing sections, some really tight corners, and then some really long duration. The carousel there is really long, and you have a bunch of different ways that you can drive it. So there's not just one way that you can race that track, and there's a lot of opportunity for passing, which makes it really fun to race on.
And is the track smooth?
The track is not so smooth, actually. There's rumors that it's going to be repaved this year in October and November.
So it's got some bad spots in it that you really got to drive across.
Yeah, exactly. If you're looking at the track map, turn 12 or Canada Corner, that one's pretty bumpy in the braking zone and coming out of it. Yeah, it's a fun track. It's really old school. There's a lot of risk that you can take at the track, which sometimes pays off or sometimes turns into a big incident. But yeah, I really enjoy racing there.
So is the not problem, but are the issues with the track caused by degradation of the surface or caused by ground movement that's changed the bumpiness of the track?
Sure. I think there's a little bit of both. There's some places where they've actually repaved parts of the track because there was, pavement that's coming up off of the track, which tends to happen. I don't know when the last time the surface was redone. But you've got, NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA that all runs there. And so it really takes a big beating, especially with, the Indy cars put quite a lot of load into the track and really are hard on the pavement. And then when you get NASCAR running, they've got 40 cars, or IMSA's running, you've got 40 or 50 cars running continuously. And when the pavement gets really hot and, the temperatures that we race there during the year, usually it's hot. It's just really tough on the pavement there. So part of it's track degradation. And then there are some places where you're actually starting to get like undulations in the pavement. So that's the base underneath moving a little bit.
And what about the track?
Watkins Glen?
Yeah. What did I say? Watkins Glen, Road Atlanta, or I don't remember which one you said.
Yeah, Watkins Glen. We'll race at Road Atlanta later in the year. The Glen is awesome. That track is so flowing. It's really high speed. There's no corner where you're below third gear, so you're always 80 mile an hour plus on the track, which is just really a really fun track to race on. There's a lot of camber. Each corner has an increasing radius as well, so as a driver you just feel like, oh, this is the place to run at. And it's so flowing. There's guardrails all around the track too, which for me I really enjoy because it really makes you be precise with the track that you're racing on, and you really just have to focus on the places where you want to be and not be looking outside the track at all. So I love it. There's the bus stop is a lot of fun. You're clobbering the curbs there and then flying down into the carousel, kind of all downhill up to the toe of the boot. And yeah, the track is, for me, that's one of my favorites to drive on, just because it is such a flowing, high speed, and just a fun track to drive.
Clobbering the curbs.
Oh, yeah.
I have to remember that.
Well, it's like putting bumpers on a
Technical
bowling alley
racing term.
with the guardrails.
I think it's worse than that. I think when you clobber a curb, you better be ready for the suspension changes as you land, because
Yeah, no
you're
kidding.
kind of getting a little air in it. And generally in the series that you run in, Alec, you guys do run the long course. They don't cut the boot off like they do in NASCAR.
That's correct. Yeah, we run the long course in that series.
And what an
sports car series.
and what an iconic track it is, and so much history it has with going all the way back to, I guess, the F1 days, way back when, and so many different drivers have had success there, and a lot of drivers have had significant
success,
failure there
yeah.
as well. Yeah, I remember some of
Yeah,
them.
and it's a really cool, the downtown area where they used to run the race is really cool. When you're walking along the like the sidewalks, they've got all the names of race winners from the 50s all the way up to the 80s, and so it's cool to just kind of soak in the history, and not to mention that area of the country is just beautiful. You're right on the Finger Lakes there. I think it's Seneca Lake.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of the hills and countryside. It's a gorgeous place to be.
Do they have Alec Udel Way there?
No, not yet. I think it takes about 20 years after your career's done for them to bring you into the
and
road
you're
sign
still a
area.
young pup. That'll be a while, right?
Yeah, exactly. I got another 20 years ahead of me.
So next time you're on track, are you going to do the endurance race at Road Atlanta? Is that the next plan, or are you going to get a chance to get on track?
No, our next
at Road
race
America?
is at the end of this month or the beginning of August at Road America.
And you'll be on track?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yep, we'll be racing there.
So it won't be one of those where he's going to sit on the sidelines and watch
And
the
coach.
other guys. Yeah, coach. or
Well,
whatever.
coaching
I
sometimes
do some of
is-
that on the race weekends too, but I'll also get to drive and go run my own race, which is a lot of fun.
So when you coach the drivers who are on track, do you do that when they come out of the car, or do you do that in their ear while they're on track?
A bit of both. Just depends on the type of environment that's going on. But on the race weekends, I'll be on the radio, kind of giving them, positioning, where they're at, who they're fighting against on track. If they're catching, if we need to push a bit, if there's a pit stop, I'll kind of call strategy on pit stop, depending on who I'm working with.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so all kinds of things. For the one make series, there's pit stops sometimes, like in the Super Trofeo series, and so I'm usually in there calling strategy to make sure that we get out and clear air and all
In the Super Trofeo series. He says that like it means nothing. No, Super Trofeo means you're driving a Lamborghini as fast as you can on a track, and it's like, oh, it doesn't mean anything to Alec. It would mean everything for me just to go for a ride with you in one of those.
Sure, yeah.
But
those
that ain't gonna
cars are
happen
pretty
either.
awesome. They sound great and really fly around the track.
Did you happen to see the new Cadillac that they're going to race? I guess it's DPI next year.
Yeah, and so that's actually going to be called
Hybrid?
Oh shoot. Yes, I have seen the Cadillac. It looks great. I think it's going to be an awesome car. And it's going to be called GTP. So they're throwing it back to like the 80s, 70s and 80s, when
P for prototype.
Yeah, for prototype. So they're the new regulations for LMDH is the worldwide regulations, and then in IMSA it's going to be called GTP.
But the car will be capable or rules ready to go to Le Mans.
That's correct. Yeah.
Where the current platforms they're driving are not rules ready to go to Le Mans.
Yep. And so there's the Cadillac looks great. Of course, they all have these, camouflage liveries on them, so it's hard to tell exactly what it looks like. But I'm excited to see those more and more coming out. I know the Porsche one was on track, beginning of this year. The BMW one I think is coming as well. Lamborghini is doing one too. So there's a lot of manufacturers that are jumping on this LMDH kind of regulations and this new rule set that's going to be in place for the next foreseeable future.
Well, Alec, it's great to talk to you. Good to catch up with you. Good luck on your next event at the end of the month. And let's check in after you get done with that, shall we?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Okay. Well, thanks again. And we
Thanks
look
for the
forward.
time, guys.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Always fun to talk to Alec. He's a great young man and has quite a successful racing career ahead of him.
Time now for the In-Wheel Time racing calendar. How
Speaking of racing,
convenient is that?
So next weekend is the Mile High Nationals at Bandimere Speedway for NHRA.
All right.
And this is the start of the Western Swing. So next weekend is Mile High. The weekend after that is Sonoma. The weekend after that is Northwest Nationals in Seattle, which is the first time they've been back there in about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
That's a weird
it is,
place.
yeah.
That is one weird place.
Just because it's Seattle? Or?
Well, that, and it's also a drag strip, not unlike East Tex Dragway in Porter used to be, where they took a saw and cut down the trees just enough to put a half-mile or a quarter-mile drag strip in the middle of the trees. And when you went there, you parked underneath the remaining trees, and you walked up to the fence and watched the cars go down the track.
Oh,
Didn't you
gosh.
post something?
Yeah, we did a little talk
Yeah.
to some people and
Yeah,
some
yeah.
pictures about East Tex. And I loved going there whenever we could.
And
Yeah.
then NASCAR, they were at Road America last weekend for 4th of July. And I thought it was a very good race. But this weekend, they're in Atlanta. Next weekend, they're in New Hampshire. The following weekend, on the 24th, they're in Pocono. And then the 31st of July, they'll be at Indianapolis running the Brickyard 400, which is kind of their series, their big race in the middle of the year. Formula One will be at the Austrian Grand Prix this
Oh,
weekend.
yippee.
And that is the shortest course,
Good.
the shortest track. You are just such an F1
I
hater.
heard Hamilton already won that race.
And, well, Hamilton podium for the first time in quite some time.
Good for
or this
him.
year.
Nice.
And then the
Because he threw so many fits because he wasn't up there.
no, I think that Mercedes has struggled with their new chassis and
Oh.
all the rules changes,
Oh.
which I think were targeted at Mercedes
Yes.
to slow them down.
Yeah.
Thank you. No,
And then
well,
on the 24th, the French Grand Prix, and then the 31st, the Hungarian Grand Prix. IMSA is going to be at Lime Rock next weekend, and like Alex said, they're going to be at Road America on the 7th of August. IndyCar is at Toronto next weekend. They're at Iowa on the 23rd, and at Nashville on August 7th. And then Formula E, which are the electric cars, kind of like driving around in a slot car, is going to be on the 17th of July in the streets of New York City.
yeah.
So not only can
New
you
York or
can-
Manhattan?
Manhattan, it says New York City. I'm assuming it's
Does it
Manhattan.
matter?
Yeah, well, think about how fast those pit stops are going to be. Cars are going to go by at 70 miles an hour, it's 170 miles an hour, and people will be changing the tires on it on the way by.
Or
Stealing
stealing
the
them.
tires.
Stealing
Yeah,
tires
that's so they
Shooting
can
at
dodge
you.
all the shootings and everything.
There you go. But
You-
those are fun to watch.
Yeah, that would be fun.
You done?
Yeah, it's not fun to listen to because they're quiet.
All right.
Don,
Well,
They put
what?
make Jeff start at the beginning.
No.
Yeah, he's cheating.
Is he cheating?
I'm
He's
cheating.
cheating.
They put playing cards in the tires, and they spoke.
Yeah.
How's that go again?
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Time now for our used car of the week.
There
Go
it
back
is.
to the beginning, Jeff.
I have no control over this. I'm not controlling it.
That would be.
You
that,
want me to come over there and
No,
control it?
That would be Conrad's got
See,
his
Conrad
hand
knows
on
what
it.
he's doing.
Conrad,
Don't
start
touch
it at the
No,
beginning.
he's got his hand on the controller. Let me make that specific. Let me
There you go.
clear. I want to be sure that it's the hand on the controller.
There you go. There you go.
Here we go,
Okay,
Jeff.
this is
At the
roll it.
start.
Roll
Okay,
it.
so the used car of the week is the 2017 Jaguar F-Pace
Shaggin' wagon.
SUV.
Yep.
There it is.
You turned it off.
No, it just rolled. I'm not touching. 2017 Jaguar F-Pace SUV. There's two models. There's an F-Pace and then there's an S. So that's what you got. We're going to do the F-Pace. It is an SUV. It's a 5-passenger vehicle. Exterior features. It does have classy styling. It's a typical Jaguar front grille that you see because they all have that now in the large, sort of like a Lexus. Sleek SUV design.
Beautiful.
It is. It's a good looking vehicle. The black ones, I don't know about the black ones. They're kind of weird. It's got 14 exterior colors, which is cool.
14.
14 exterior colors.
Lord.
I said it. Yep. Interior highlights of this vehicle. You've got the front buckets. Both of the buckets are 8-way power, adjustable, heated and cooled as an option. Split folding rear seats. You can move that along. Split folding rear seats. They have rear ventilation, which is a good airflow for the ducts in the back.
They got ducks in the back?
The air ducts.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Well, when you go hunting.
Come on.
Meridian premium sound speakers, 2 interior colors, and Conrad, this is for you. It's got a diversity antenna.
A diversity antenna.
Diversity antenna.
The hell is that?
Well, that's why it's got 14 colors.
Yeah, it's like a rainbow. It's a multi-purpose antenna. Getting to the power plant of this monster, it is a 3-liter V6 supercharged dual overhead cam, all-wheel drive. It is rated at 340 horsepower at 6,500 RPM. In the S model, you can get 380.
At 6,500 RPM. That is wound out.
Yeah, it's wound
Yeah,
out.
you got to wind it up.
332 foot-pounds at 4,500, and it does have an optional 4-cylinder diesel available.
Oh, Lord.
It is an
In a
8-speed
Jaguar.
shiftable automatic, and 18 city, 23 highway, 20 combined. It's got a 16-gallon fuel tank, and that at $4.50 a gallon is $72. 4-wheel independent suspension, 4-wheel ABS, stability control, electronic steering, Alec, and it's basically 5 years, 60,000 mile on the warranty, 28,000 to 34,000 pre-owned, under 100,000 miles, depending on condition.
Well, that's
I
pretty
would
good.
not want to own one over 100,000 miles.
Absolutely.
The maintenance cost of that would be phenomenal.
There's the Porsche SUV, the Mercedes SUV GLC, and then of course the Acura RDX are comparable. This is an all-wheel drive, so you would have to tub out all 4 wheels. Pros on this: spacious back seat cargo area, sharper design, better than most in the class. Supercharged V6, 4-cylinder price, fuel efficiency on the diesel option, and the cons are the gas isn't as efficient as some of the others in his class. The firm ride over broken pavement or rough pavement, you
Yeah,
got a firm
it
ride.
does have a stiff ride.
And then the V6, the exhaust, they say, is a little loud in some cases.
And I would think the struggle to get it worked on, because you're going to have people who understand how to work on that, and that's not going to be every shop. You're going to have somebody who's got experience doing not just Jaguars, but doing the F-Pace.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's going to be hard to find.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you for being you.
And it's
Put it
gonna
up
be
there
hot
one
out.
more time.
It's going to be hot out.
No, he's got
No.
control of that.
I'll take that. Thank
Hey,
you.
the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show streams on the iHeart app, Facebook, YouTube, at InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast channel. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this
Oh,
quick
boy.
break. Stay with us. Get out the permanent marker and write on your wall calendar the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, Saturday, September 17th, 2022. It's the fall edition of Tailpipes and Tacos at the Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. It's the only place cruisers compete for Loopy's Chili Pepper trophies and other prizes. There's no charge to enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, or Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest and most unique cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, and get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos with adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for those much sought-after custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. It's Tailpipes and Tacos Fall Edition, Saturday, September 17th. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there, too. Celebrate the beginning of fall and the return of the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise-In, Saturday morning, September 17th, 8 to 11 a.m. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In-Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeart Radio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite car talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/In Wheel Time Car Talk. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.